Yeah.
We should look at her lift here because it looks better, that's why.
We have speed? Well, Mr. Rip Torn, fellow Texan, or I guess you still come back occasionally, don't you, to Texas?
I just worked with Willie Nelson down in Austin and did songwriter and they didn't even know I was from Texas, but you can verify it.
Texas Department of Public Safety.
Yeah, still got my Texas driver's license.
Still have your Texas citizenship. Well, it's
Yes, ma'am.
wonderful to have a chance to talk with you because I've been doing interviews for 20 years, Rip, and it's the first time you and I have ever had a chance to meet, although I have been there admiring you on the stage and on film for these many years. I must congratulate you, Academy Award nominee for Cross Creek.
Thank you.
You have to feel pretty good about that.
Real good. My sister, Pat Alexander, lives in Fort Worth. Hi, Pat. Hi, Carl. That's her husband. She says to my mom, who lives in Taylor, says, "Tell brother, don't raise his price." And I told my agent, he says, "No, we're going to get the bucks." I said, "No, keep the price where it is. Continuity is what's important now. You know, I like to keep busy all the time."
Were you surprised with the nomination?
Really, it was. The film that I got nominated for, Cross Creek, kind of, I think it played out in the suburbs and wasn't advertised. It was Carl that saw it in the paper and said to Pat, says, "Isn't this the film that Rip's in?" Because it didn't have my name or anybody else's. So it's a wonderful film, and I kind of wanted to beat the drum for it. So lo and behold, I got nominated, so maybe it'll be out again.
It's such a strong characterization, Rip. I wonder, did you have somebody in the back of your mind that you were kind of thinking about when you were putting together Marsh?
Oh, maybe it's the kind of man I would have been if I hadn't gotten out of Texas, you know, and I was on fishing parties and hunting parties when I was 5 years old. My granddad, who's Sissy Spacek was her granddad, used to say about me, he said, "He's my little bird dog." So it was a wonderful opportunity to play a man who was a poor dirt farmer, man of the soil. I went to A&M too, a couple of years, right?
So you did, before you turned then to acting.
Yeah.
And kind of cut your teeth in acting in Dallas, didn't you, on the stage there?
I worked with Baruch Lamette, who was down in, on Knox Street Theater. I don't know what happened to it. Next down to, I guess, Knox Street. And yeah. And my first wife, Annie Wedgeworth, was from Dallas.
So all kinds of Texas connections. Do you think you'll win the Oscar?
Sure.
Good. Thank you for saying that. I wanted an actor to say that instead of saying, "Oh gosh, I don't know." Well, that's wonderful. What do you think you'll say?
Thanks, first of all. Right?
Well, you've won Obies now, so winning
Yeah.
awards is not brand new to you, Rip.
I've never been nominated, though, for an Academy Award or for anything in television. I once, or for a Tony. I think when my first outing, I got a bunch of nominations, but since then there's been a bit of a drought as far as nominations go. But I've written a bunch of speeches all those years, you know, so I'm writing one now.
Well, let's hope that we'll have a chance
Thank
to
you.
hear it come April the 9th. Let's talk about this movie, Misunderstood, because you're teamed again with your longtime friend, Gene Hackman.
Right.
Was that one of the reasons you took the part?
That and, well, there's another fellow Texan, Henry Thomas.
Yes, from San Antonio.
San Antonio in it, and Jerry Schatzberg, the director. I did Seduction of Joe Tynan with him, and I've known him for many years, and Susan Anspach's in it. A lot of old friends, and plus the chance to go to Tunisia and see a part of the world that I might not have seen otherwise.
Was that a good experience being there?
Tremendous. It was very illuminating for me, and people were very gracious to me. I was very honored to be there.
No political problems?
No, I guess we're supposed to, the Arab world and the United States, we're kind of be at odds, but I think we ought to know more about each other. And they invented arithmetic and astrology and a lot of the arts. And I think one of the problems between countries is that we don't know enough about each other. I think when the American people get the facts, they always make a wise decision.
Interesting comment. You, of course, have inspired so many young actors because you are a director, producer, as well as being an actor, stage and film. Henry Thomas, now, he just blows me away, Rip, as an actor. I think he's a fine little actor. If you were going to give him any advice about trying to, you know, have a long career and stage and screen, what would you say to him?
Just be yourself, which he is. I probably could learn from Henry. I know this, that one of the most meaningful experiences for him was to do Raggedy Man with Jack Fisk, who was Sissy Spacek's husband. And I was told by the costume people that when he was getting fitted for a coat, he says, "I want a coat just like Jack wears." So anyway, he's a great guy.
You think he does have a great future as an actor?
Probably better than me, but he's a real person. I really like him. You never know in this business, you know. We do what's in front of us. We forget about the past, and we go with what we're doing right now. And I don't think that's paramount to him or to his family. I think what was most important to him is to get his education and to address himself to what he'd be doing otherwise. I don't think that Henry is somebody I like to think about myself, even though I love Hollywood. We don't go Hollywood.
It's the work that you enjoy, isn't it?
It's the work that's important.
Yeah. Well, Rip, that is evident in everything I've ever seen you do.
Thank you.
You are just really an inspiration to people like myself who admire good acting. And come April the 9th, by golly, I hope you got your speech ready, and I hope you're the one I see up there.
Well, most of my relatives and friends feel like I've already won just because I've been given this great honor of being nominated with all these other fine actors.
Now there you go, sounding like an actor again, sounding like a typical nominee.
Well, I've already given the other part of it, but I mean, the old legend is I was always told if you're a supporting actor, you want to be nominated, but if you win, maybe all those big stars won't give you a job. So whatever happens will be icing on the cake.
Okay, Rip, nice to meet you and talk with you.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it very, very much.
Thank you very much.
It was good. It was neat. All right, now. Did the Oscar nominations surprise you? Did you have any particular person in mind when you were working on this characterization of Marsh? Do you think you'll win? What are you apt to say if you should win on April the 9th? This role in Misunderstood reunites you with a longtime friend, Gene Hackman. Is that one of the reasons you took the part? If you could give any advice to Henry Thomas to have a long, enduring career as an actor, what would you say to him? Okay, let me now just give you some reactions. That should do it. Thank you.
Yeah, that was acting.
Yeah, you do
good. You
have to. You have